Shalom, shalom. I am Brother Nicodemus oDot Smith. Welcome back to the Slow Genesis Walkthrough. This is Met-haw-lak, the Walkabout series. Genesis chapter 1, only on StudyTheBibleNotTheSermon TV. This is going to be part one of a three-part series, but let's get right into it. Last week, a couple weeks ago, y'all remember we released a clip from the episode that we did on the Wake Up Show with Isaac K. Fingers on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Clubhouse, Twitch, and we talked about cosmology. And in Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, and if you don't have a clear understanding about it, then perhaps, let's just say other things you don't understand. But be that as it may, we are slowly progressing through this life, and we're going to see what we can see. So let's jump right in. Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. And it says, the earth was without form and void, and darkness on the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. This is what I've heard people call a pre-creation. And I like that, so I'm adopting that. In pre-creation, there's water covering the earth. It's dark. God's Spirit is hovering on the waters. And so then where does the earth come from? Or how does it appear? Check it out. Verse 9, it says, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together into one place, and let the dry land appear. And it was so. So the dry land appears from out the water. You need to memorize these verses if you're going to try to understand what the Bible trying to get you to see. I said Genesis chapter 1 through chapter 11 is the original song that keeps getting remixed. Then verse 2, we just read how the beat dropped. Without form and void. Remember that forever. All right, chapter 8, verse 1. I already got a bookmark, so here it go. And God remembered Noah and every living thing and all cattle that was with him in the ark, and God made a wind to pass over the waters. And the waters assuaged. Now, that might not seem like the same thing. The earth is flooded at this time, though, according to chapter 7, verse 19 and 20. And God had the wind. It don't got to be the exact same entities from verse 2. The wind and the Spirit are like the same difference. Right, but that's another episode. Lastly, verse 5, chapter 8 say that the waters decreased continually into the 10th month. And on the first day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains were seen. So the earth was covered in water for 2 months before the tops of the mountains was exposed. Remember in chapter 1, here it is, the earth came out of the water again. Right? I know y'all see that. That's the easy one. That's the free throw. Right? I had to make this so we can have some common ground with the people of God before we go on the trip. So check us out next time. We're going to see how the prophet Jeremiah digests Genesis chapter 1, verse 2, and how his meditation shaped his prophecies about Jerusalem, right? That's Jeremiah chapter 4, in case we got some good students want to read ahead. But in the meantime, we up.